The national news now just minutes away. Joe Biden says he will be the next US president, while Donald Trump claims a big win, but questions the validity of the count. Fundamentally, it's still too close to call. We'll bring you those live updates shortly. See you then. Good evening. The US election remains on a knife's edge tonight with no clear results as we go to air. Right now, we're waiting on three key states. These are the ones you can see here in grey: Wisconsin, Michigan and also Pennsylvania. Now, Donald Trump, he surprisingly took from the Democrats 4 years ago. They still look to be quite crucial in the race for the White House. Now, millions of votes are still to be counted, and that could take days. Currently, Trump has 213 college votes, Biden sitting on 225. They're both chasing the magic number of 270 to win. And just a few moments ago, Donald Trump spoke from the White House. Here's a little of what he had to say.
I want to thank the American people for their tremendous support. Millions and millions of people voted for us tonight.
Now, that's Donald Trump there suggesting there's been some voter fraud in that statement. It is important to state there is no proof of that. It has been an extraordinary end to a very long election day and night.
He wanted a red wave. Tonight, a ripple might just be enough.
President Donald Trump will win the state of Florida.
In Washington, D.C., Ashley Mullaney, 7 News.
Joe Biden is appealing for Democrats to keep the faith, telling supporters he's still going to win. Despite so far failing to secure the landslide victory the polls had predicted, the 77-year-old remains confident of sweeping into the Oval Office.
Joe Biden's been working towards the job of president for 50 years. Hello! In Wilmington, Delaware, Tim Lester, 7 News.
Let's go to Tim Lester in Delaware. Tim, Joe Biden claims he's confident of clinching victory. Just how likely, though, is that looking right now?
It's certainly possible, but frankly, few here are yet calling Joe Biden a clear favourite. And here's why. Those 3 northeastern US states where he needs to get the final votes to go over the line as president, in 2 of those states, he's not in front. Well, on that front, they clearly have failed.
Absolutely. Tim Lester in Delaware, thank you. Well, Paul Caddock is in Florida for us. Paul, a surprisingly comfortable win for Donald Trump there in a state that was meant to be very close.
Good evening, Daniel. It is just after 2 o'clock in the morning here, and the celebrations continue in Miami's Little Havana district from Miami, Florida. Daniel, back to you.
Thanks again, Paul. Might need a coffee. It's 2 a.m. Wow. Long day. Whichever way it goes, we are being assured the election result won't weaken our alliance with the United States. The Foreign Minister saying our relationship is greater than any individual leader. Still, the outcome will have global ramifications over the next 4 years.
The closest of allies for more than a century, the relationship between Australia and the US is always strong and, as Scott Morrison discovered last year, colourful. Mark Riley, 7 News.
Coming up, the big banks move, passing on those record low interest rates, but there's a catch. The Premier's crackdown on venues, what compulsory QR codes means for you dining out. And a little later, full precautions for a fly-in, fly-out origin for the series opener. After 4 months apart, 2 states are set to reunite. It's New South Wales reopening to Victoria on November 23. The announcement will give families, though, plenty of time to plan those precious Christmas get-togethers and has seen airlines rush to reschedule their flights.
Melbourne madness, hundreds party on St Kilda Beach, an unfortunate optic the night before our Premier announced this.
The New South Wales government will be opening the border with Victoria.
The big 4 banks, Commonwealth, Westpac and NAB, have trimmed mortgage rates in response to yesterday's Reserve Bank cut, each offering less than 2%, but only as a 4-year fixed rate, which doesn't help most of their customers.
Hope giving way to reality. Phoebe Parnell, just one of the many missing out on mortgage relief after the latest Reserve Bank rate cut.
Sports on the way, all the action ahead of the Origin opener as Queensland and New South Wales prepare to lock horns. And we look back at the extraordinary life of a legendary swimming coach, Don Talbot.
Tonight's Sport Report brought to you by the new Toyota Hilux. Awaken your unbreakable today.
Well, tonight we are mourning the loss of one of the legends of Australian sport. It is Don Talbot, the head coach of the Aussie swim team. In the glory days of the 90s and the early 2000s, he's passed away at the age of 87. Talbot nurtured the careers of many Olympic heroes, including Ian Thorpe, Grant Hackett and even Kieran Perkins. He was a strong crusader against drugs in sport. Talbot is being remembered as a coaching icon and a principled leader. Jai McNeil is hoping his fairy tale Melbourne Cup week continues in Tomorrow Oaks. A night of celebrations flowed into morning media appearances for the Cup winning jockey.
It hasn't been done for a long time since Might and Power. It was obviously a brave move, but they were my instructions.
Yeah, Sydney filly Montefilia is a hot favourite for the Group 1 Oaks. McNeil will ride outsider Yatum. Well, the Blues are wary of the siege mentality that Wayne Bennett has adopted with Queensland in the lead up to tonight's Origin opener at the Adelaide Oval. The depleted and inexperienced Maroons have been written off by many, and that's just how the master coach likes it.
A game day with a difference for the Blues started with a charter flight from Bankstown Airport this morning.
Next up in this special extended edition of Prime7 News, we'll be back with an updated count on that cliffhanger US election. Thanks for joining us in this extended edition of Prime7 News, the latest on the US presidential election. Now, remarkably, more than 12 hours after the polls closed, there's still no clear result. And as we go to air, the blue states indicate Joe Biden wins, the red, Donald Trump. We're waiting on three key states you can see here in grey. That's Wisconsin, Michigan and Pennsylvania, which Donald Trump surprisingly took from the Democrats 4 years ago. Now, they look to be crucial again in the race to the White House. Millions of votes are still, though, to be counted. Currently, Trump has 213 Electoral College votes, Biden 225. They are both chasing the magic number of 270 to win. Now, within the last half an hour, Donald Trump has spoken at the White House alleging voter fraud, something that has not been proven in any way.
I want to thank the American people for their tremendous support. Millions and millions of people voted for us tonight.
Donald Trump there. Well, Ashley Blaney's at the White House tonight. Ash, what does Donald Trump want now?
If Donald Trump could have his way, the vote would end, or the count would end tonight. He has been fuming that Pennsylvania will be counting ballots that are received 3 days after the election. It is shaping up that this election result could be decided in the Supreme Court now.
Quite amazing, Ash. Thanks again for the update. So that's how Donald Trump views the election. A couple of hours earlier, the Democrats' Joe Biden also spoke. His message, quite different.
Good evening. Your patience is commendable. We knew this was going to go long. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Little of Joe Biden there. We'll have to wait and see. We haven't forgotten about your weather yet, neither's Elly. She's right after the break. And Vinay's taken this photo. I don't know who that is, but it's a couple of some wetlands.
Good evening again. After some beautiful sunny weather across New South Wales today, things are set to change for our Thursday. A cold front will head northeast tomorrow, dropping temperatures across the south and creating showers and storms mainly across the east of our state. But the wet weather will dry up with a new high pressure system becoming the dominant feature across much of the west Friday and over the weekend. But the coast could still get some more showers and storms throughout the weekend and of course tomorrow. So Port Macquarie could see up to around 15 millimetres tomorrow. Newcastle maybe even up to 25, and Sydney could get a downpour up to 35 millimetres is possible tomorrow. As for our inland areas, those a little bit further, mainly around the central tablelands, could see around 10 to 20 millimetres, but it will be a stormy day, so the predictions could change. Temperature-wise, it will feel a little cooler further south. 20 the top in Wagga, just 13 tomorrow in Orange, quite a big drop there. Still looking nice and warm for Tamworth, 28 the top, and Tweed Head's a nice day there, 29 degrees, but there is still a chance for shower even up north. We will have gale force winds across the east coast tomorrow, a top of 19 in Sydney. Canberra could get plenty of rain, even up to 30 millimetres is possible there, with a top of 16 degrees.
Good on you, Elly. Thank you for that. I don't think Donald Trump's hair likes gale force winds. That's your news for this Wednesday, the 4th of November. Thanks again for your company. I'm Daniel Gibson. The latest is here at 10:30 for what you need to know about the US election. Until I see you again, have a great night. Bye for now.